Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last panel. This week, I will be your host for this week's show. I am Lunchbox Warren, and this week we're going to be ranking our favorite Kevin Smith movies, kind of like what we did with Tarantino movies, but this time with Kevin Smith's filmography. And before we get started here and get deep into it, let's do some introductions and get everything going. So starting first to my left, Laps, how about you introduce yourself, and could you tell us when you first was introduced to Kevin Smith?
I'm Lapsed Comic Fan, and I've been a Kevin Smith fan. No, I'm just I think I heard him when Mallrats came out.
Yeah,
I remember. I just remember seeing that first. One of my friends had a videotape, and it was like Mallrats. And I know it wasn't as popular when it dropped. I know it was panned pretty badly, but I always thought it was funny. But I'm also, a comic book nerd, and a lot of the stupid appeals to me.
It's like seemed like a lot of people were introduced to him in the beginning by knowing someone who had the VHS of something that he did of those first like 3 films, because it was just that's the only way you ever figured it out, was almost by stumbling across him.
What was it? What year was 93 Clerks? 94. So whatever, 95 then is whenever I heard. I remember exactly. So I used to watch a lot of the DC Shoes skate tapes, like skateboarding, and one of the dudes had the Snoochie Boochie sticker on his thing. And I never asked about that, and then the guy there, he was like, "Oh, it's Jay and Silent Bob," and I'm like, "You say that as if I'm supposed to know what that means." and we ended up watching Mallrats, and he had a VHS of it. So
not a bad start with Kevin Smith. Not a bad start with that being your first one, though.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Charles. Charles, introduce yourself, and when was your first Kevin Smith experience?
Hi, I'm Charles Willis Reed. I don't know why it's not on this thing, but whatever. Much like Lapsed, I had my first experience of Kevin Smith with Mallrats, but it was a thing where I was kind of smitten for Shannon Doherty. And on the VHS cover, it's just Shannon Doherty and like the 2 main characters, like small in the image. And it was just one of those things where I was at the video store and had no idea of anything about the movie. It was just Shannon Doherty on the cover, Mallrats. I was like, hey, I like the mall. And I rented it, and I agree that it was very funny. And then I retroactively watched Clerks after that and just became a fan from that moment on. Like, I feel like the game show portion of Mallrats is way, way underappreciated, because that's a really funny segment.
It's fantastic.
Oh, it is great. And last but certainly not least, we have Gray. Gray, how about you introduce yourself and tell us where Kevin Smith touched you?
In the heart, mainly. This is a safe place. Maybe I should turn on my camera too. As far as like Kevin Smith films go, I was first introduced with Mallrats, but I don't know when. It just felt like it was always there. A buddy of mine had it in elementary school, and just kind of the tape got passed around. I don't know. It seems like he was always a part of my life. And then kind of progressing from there, then Dogma I found out about, and it's just just such amazingness to get so many comedic legends in one picture. That's I don't know. I think it shines very highly in his catalog. So I don't know. I was just always kind of a fan, and then I kind of went back and rediscovered everything, and then I definitely remember being a fan for when Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back came out. I remember being way too young, but like making a guardian come and okay the purchase of tickets, and then seeing that one, that was awesome. But
God, man, I was like 19 when Mallrats came out. Fuck.
well, I was a child. What can I say? But yeah, I remember then following online as Kevin Smith kind of liked to keep updates as to what he was doing. And when Clerks 2 got into production, man, there was a ton of kind of online vlogs and just a whole bunch of ways that fans could kind of keep in touch with what exactly he was doing. But I just remember it kind of blowing my mind that there could be this like cinematic connected universe that somehow everybody is, all part of this same world. And it was, would it even have been decades before Marvel decided to do something?
Yeah.
Just man, yeah. So there's some highs and lows. I remember, when Jersey Girl came out, it was a little harder to justify that. I'm a huge fan here, and then there's been some low points throughout the years, but I have steadfastly been a fan, man. I dig me some Kevin Smith. I've seen way too many of his. I used to listen to his podcasts as well. Man, there were some amazing ones that he used to do with Scott Mosier. But
Oh yeah,
that was a long time ago.
he was one of the he wasn't the first podcaster, but he was in the very early stages of podcasting. And I went back when it was just pretty much only on Apple iTunes was really the only place you could get them. And I remember I found him, but my first experience with him was when I was in the Army. A friend of mine introduced me to Chasing Amy. And then from there, I watched Mallrats and Clerks. But Chasing Amy was my first like experience with Kevin Smith. And then I watched Clerks, and I was just kind of astounded by like what you could do with just so little money wise and along those lines. It was really kind of cool. And I was like, oh shit, if he could do that, maybe I could try something along those lines and like that. All right, so let's get into the list here, and we can start off with our top 10.
Lapsed asked what years you were in the Army, or were you avoiding that to purposely not talk about it?
Oh, my bad. No, it was I got in at 99 and I got out in 2003. But I grew up in a little small town, like, the closest comic books was at the Safeway 30 miles away. Movie-wise was just whatever we had in the video store, and that was only like mainstream stuff. So when I got into the Army, I got introduced to a lot of indie films. I got introduced to more comic books, stuff along those lines. But it was real sheltered up until that point.
So, yeah, I remember when Smith started his Smodcast, but little to be known, there was a community of TV fans that were podcasting way before that. And I was one of them. I started Lost Podcasting in 2004.
Oh, wow.
Okay. When the show came out. Shit.
Yes, when the show came out. And my stupid blog spot still exists. It is literally still there.
Were they coining it podcasting back then?
Was that
like the
coin we had the Lost Podcasting Network. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Kevin Smith's was the Smodcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in 2004, we had a thing. It was called LPN. It was the Lost Podcasting Network, and they had the like official Lost podcast, and then there was like Battlestar Galactica. It was like a bunch of like nerds, like just straight up, like, dude. There was a Babylon 5 one that was like guys sitting in their room on a tape recorder, and then they started uploading the old tapes that they did on there. So
a bunch of pussy magnets, you could say it. It's
fine.
For
sure, man. We were definitely hogging all the vagina. There was none left. There was none left for anybody in the world. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off in order here, and we'll just start off with Laps. You first. What movie do you have at number 10? Now we're taking, just so the audience knows, we're doing our top 10. So out of the all the films that he has, 15 films, it'll be just our top 10s. Then we'll talk about the ones we left out at the end.
Yeah, we don't have the NFT movie or his cartoon movie. We don't have those up there because I've never seen the NFT movie, nor do I care. And my number 10 is Tusk.
Okay,
that is my number 10. That is it. And so it's just one of those ones that's like, to me, I didn't really know anything about it really, and the kid that's in it, he was in that one movie with the college, with the fake college. What was that called?
Accepted.
Yeah.
So his
Justin Long.
dumbass face always like
Justin
made me
Long,
laugh.
man.
Yeah. And when
His
I
long
saw him as the fucking walrus, I lost it. I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing ever. His eyes just to look up. He's just like, get me out of here. Somebody do something. But then he started, oh my God, dude. The romance scenes with him and the old man, and then the old man telling the story about the walrus, and I'm just picturing like him being the walrus saving. Oh God, fuck it. It was that's one. It's got some of the best scenes in it, dude. When he wakes up and my fucking arm's gone, or his leg, or whatever the fuck, I can't remember. That shit's hilarious.
It was a leg.
It was a leg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Leg. Yeah. It went from like. It literally went from being like just this dickhead podcasting radio guy to straight up body horror very quickly, like real quickly. And I enjoyed it thoroughly.
All right. Charles, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Clerks 3.
Clerks 3. Okay.
I feel like a little heavy on the sentimental side. He's done some sort of maturing as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, but at the same time, I think in that movie, he tries to lean on dramatics a bit too much. There's a couple of moments there, like there's two major moments that happen in that movie which mirror his life that I really feel like he could have told a story around one of those situations happening. It just felt like piling on in a franchise where, I don't know, I feel like the Clerks name should be a bit more about that comedy. And I don't know, I feel like Clerks 3, the vibe, the tone of it is probably closer to something like Chasing Amy. So, I mean, he's only done 50 movies, so it's. I realize it sounds like I'm kind of shitting on it, but
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
because I felt the same way. I thought the heart attack plot was fine. They shouldn't did the daughter with Jay, like especially Jay. Like that's like those two characters should have stayed outside of the realm. Like they just show up. They're the dude on the couch. Like you shouldn't give them emotional plot lines in your like. To me, that's just my feeling.
And plus too, I mean, I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. I have my Lunchbox comics name from Kevin Smith movies. But at the same time, I admit if we were doing a tier system, there wouldn't be, if any, S's at all if we were being serious, because like just skill wise. So you really can't shit on Kevin Smith. His movies are fun, lovable. We love them, but technically there's usually something off with pretty much all of them.
Sure, but I feel like his 90s stuff, the writing is probably S tier. He had something to say up until Dogma, I would say. So, like, at the very least, the writing would be S tier.
Yeah,
like
the filming itself, was definitely not any. It's just here's my stationary camera, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Dogma was like the first movie where there was like scenes that moved and stuff like that. But honestly, like his character writing and the way that they talked, that's what I noticed. Especially Chasing Amy, that felt like those are real people talking. It wasn't, you know, these conversations that you have in movies where it's like, where's the giant card that the dude's holding? You know, like they actually felt like real conversations. So, yeah.
All right, Gray. Now, which one's your number 10?
Yeah. So mine's a little different than your guys's. So number 10 is the one that feels least like a Kevin Smith one to me. So for me, that's Zack and Miri. I don't dislike this one. Again, there's like 5 of them that I like a little bit less than this one, but just when I'm looking back at it, it feels like he was trying to capture the type of comedy that was like popular at the time.
Judd Apatow.
It feels like he's trying to do a Judd Apatow film, and it just doesn't feel like he quite knows how to make that work. I watched it again yesterday just to see if I'm being harsh on it, and I don't think I am. I don't hate it. It's got some clever moments in it, but it just, to me, it feels like he's trying to be Judd Apatow, and it doesn't seem to connect. So Sadly for me, even though there's a lot in there that I do like, and there's new terms that got brought to the zeitgeist. I was not aware of the Dutch rudder before there, but what can I say? And then you do get certain things where Jay was willing to do like full frontal nudity in there. That's kind of bold, if you will, but still for me, it just doesn't seem to hit as hard as the other ones. But yeah, not a horrible flick. I think yeah, it gets 7.5 on IMDb, which I didn't think it would be that high. And then it gets 2.8 on Letterboxd. So it's not one of his highest, but it's definitely nowhere near his lowest. But yeah, I remember there being like a controversy when Zack and Miri came out. I live in a red state, and as part of that, they would not show it in the traditional movie theater. So I remember having to like seek it out and go to a state near me. But
No, red state's a
even
different movie,
despite
Gray.
indeed, and you'd think that I would connect with that one, but yeah, even though I had to put a lot of commitment and time and effort into actually being able to go and see this one in a theater, to me it just didn't connect. So yeah, for me it's number 10.
All right.
What
For
about you,
me,
Warren?
I put in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That was number 10 for me. I felt like he was trying to capture the Strike Back kind of humor, but to me it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't work as well as Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So for me, Jay and Silent Bob reboot was kind of down there. I haven't the other, well, I won't get into that till after at the end though. But yeah, for me, that I put it down on number 10. It just, I wasn't the biggest fan of that one. Okay, so next here we're going to go opposite. So Gray, you're back on the block again. What was your number 9?
So for me, this one gets a lot of shit, but it's better than you'd think. And quite frankly, I can't stand all of you people talking your smack on this. It is art, damn it. For me, number 9 is Tusk. So it comes from this amazing kind of history of the podcast.
Wait a minute. Amazing?
Amazing. It is better than 6 other films on my list.
You said amazing history.
It does, man. If you know that episode of Smodcast, man, it is so much funnier. It goes so much further in depth than this actual movie. I think watching this movie, so I also watched this one again. I can't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And it still holds up, but it reminds me mostly of that podcast. At the end and the credits, they even have like a couple snippets from that podcast. It is hilarious. That experience is better than the experience of the movie. I remember just being at this shitty overnight job. And but I'm saying why subjectively I have this one at 9.
I know, but the podcast is better than the fucking movie.
It is. I wish they could capture that podcast. I just remember working like these 10-hour overnight shifts and just, man, stumbling across that podcast. I listened to it like twice that night, and it's like, yeah, this is an amazing movie. Like, this could be amazing. What we got isn't quite that podcast, but man, I love me some body horror. And you were wrong about Justin Long, sir. He is amazing. Nobody else could have been a walrus like
that
him.
movie damn near killed his career.
That's what I literally said. It was the best thing ever. That face, dude, when his friends finally see him, is one of the funniest things on film. Period.
He had a hard time getting work after Tusk. Like it took him a bit before he could
objectively.
Well, I'm glad he landed back on his feet with another creature feature that came out just a little while ago called Coyotes. But
he was also a Barbarian too, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
If you objectively look at that scene and tell me in any way that you are horrified that a person could be transformed into a walrus, other than this is fucking hilarious.
It was. And that's how I was looking at this.
Great.
I think
it's great.
People who aren't familiar with that podcast, they might be going in like looking at this as a horror movie, and it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. And yes, it is. That's the thing. Like, this is comedy, and it's great. So for me, this is number 9. There's 6 that are worse, but I understand. I'm an asshole. I think in reverse
You're
order
not.
that means
It's only one away
Charles?
from where I ranked it. It's not like, Jackie Brown, number one.
Oh, it's great, man. It is a work of art. Pearls before swine. What can I say? You just didn't get it. But I think Charles, you're up next. What's 9 for you, sir?
You ranked it based on the potential of what could have been. Am I hearing that right?
No. My
podcast was
subjective enjoyment. It's
Okay.
just my subjective enjoyment.
Okay,
I
fair
get
enough.
more out of it because I think it's hilarious based off of the podcast. But if I were to rank the two, podcast S tier, movie, maybe like a D.
Fair enough. Number 9, I have the 4:30 movie, and I think there are times where I'm just genuinely rooting for Kevin Smith, the filmmaker, because it feels like he's trying to do something with this 4:30 movie. I wasn't a child for the 80s and whatever nostalgia he's trying to inject there, but I definitely feel some sort of love for that time and being a kid going on dates and being a movie kid. It's not quite Kevin Smith stuff, but I think he's trying to play to a younger audience with the teenager kids. I don't know if it's Kevin Smith trying to do some sort of Smodverse version of Stranger Things or whatever, but it's light fare, and I didn't hate it. And considering what he's done in the last 3 or 4 movies, it was all right. I am not repulsed by this, and I have some sort of appreciation for what he's trying to go for here.
I think it's loosely based on him, right?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I have a huge bone to pick with you when you're saying this isn't based on him. It's 100%. That is him. He is a self-insert in all of his movies, but fair enough.
did I say it wasn't based on him? I meant his. It feels separate from Rick Derris. There's no Rick Derris story in this movie where it just Clerks and Mallrats. You hear about Rick Derris and all of them. And I'm still waiting for that origin story, but it feels somehow separate than Jay and Silent Bob and all that shit. Although I would imagine he is a self-insert, but it just feels different from the Askew-universe.
Laps, what is
I
your
hear you.
number 9?
Clerks 3.
Clerks 3. All right.
Yeah, I didn't care about this movie. I just didn't. I thought I'll say this. I just didn't think it needed to be made because whenever Clerks 2 was initially announced and then it didn't get made, and then when it finally did get made, I was surprised by it. I was actually surprised. I was like, this is way better than I thought it would be. It had no right to be this good. And going further, it's such a long interval to me. It just didn't work for me. That's all. It just didn't work for me. So that's my number.
Your feedback was
And,
kind of, you didn't think it would work, but then it worked, and now it doesn't
No.
work?
I said Clerks 2 worked. Clerks 3 did not work with a longer time frame. They're way older. I just don't think it worked. Clerks 3
Okay,
did not
my
work.
bad.
Clerks 2 worked for me very much so.
Okay.
I am the same. I've got Clerks 3 as number 9. Kevin Smith, for me personally, I think Kevin Smith has a hard time sticking endings. And this was another one where he just didn't land the ending for me on it. And it was just, there was some emotion in it. He got some good performances out of people, but at the same time, though, it was not enough. Yeah, it was just a little bit too meta in some areas where it comes to his own life. And I think he would have just done better just doing a self-directed documentary of what he did than this. But yeah. So we're going to start off at number 8 with Charles. What was your number 8?
I thought we were doing Serpentine. You're supposed to do 8 now, aren't you?
He's the host, man. He gets the
I'm the
fair.
host.
It's
So
on you, Charles.
All right. My 8, let me double check. My 8 is Clerks 2.
okay.
And I guess it'll make more sense when everything else is up there. But again, I like Clerks 1 for what it is. It feels like a Gen X teenager anthem. Clerks 2 has a bit more maturity to it while also having something of a softer core. And it still manages to toe the line where Clerks 3 just feels a little too emotional while it tries to do jokes and just like, grandpa, this doesn't work anymore. Like this is a little off. Clerks 2, like that donkey show thing, that's funny. It's funny shit. The idea of having a donkey show in a fast food joint, really funny. Again, as someone who's worked retail, there's a bunch of items here in this movie that I find quite hysterical. And Clerks 2 more so, certainly more so than Clerks 3. There's a lot more humor than there was heart, and I think you could balance the two. And perhaps Clerks 2 is the best balance of the humor from 1 and the heart from 3. It was pretty well positioned.
They're bringing it back. That's my favorite. That's gonna be my favorite scene. It's like one of the best scenes, man.
So I will go this time, and it will be for my number 8. I put down Red State. Red State was a cool departure from what he usually does. I believe he used a different cinematographer, so there was a lot of good cinematography in it. And he was kind of it was kind of like based off of that crazy church that was going around protesting like the funerals and stuff along those lines. Yeah, the Westboro church. Again, it didn't stick the landing, but it was a kind of a cool departure from him, from what the normal stuff he did, because this was the first horror film he did that was kind of away from like the normal comedy and stuff along those lines. But I put that one at number 8. Gray, what do you have for 8?
All right. So this might be my most controversial take, and I'm willing to accept that. So this one forever was my lowest one, and then he made films that were lower than this for me. So I went back and I watched all of them, including Cop Out, which I don't think I've seen since it came out, and Yoga Hosers, which I never wanted to see again since it came out. But yeah, I gotta say, it surprisingly, I enjoyed it way more than I should have. Maybe it's because I've gotten a bit older and I have more perspective, because I certainly hated it back in the day. But at number 8, I actually have Jersey Girl, and I understand it's universally kind of panned. But
I thought you had Yoga Hosers there for a
it's
second.
actually-
I was like,
no.
what?
Here's the thing, though, dude. That movie, the last 2 years, Jersey Girl, is actually making like even though he's not cool with it, it's actually a lot of people are starting to like that movie. You're finding out like a lot of girls that were younger watched that movie. They liked it.
Well, it got a lot of undeserved hate because of Geely, which was out just a few months before
Right,
that,
and the whole
that
J-Lo and Ben
controversial
Affleck thing right there. Too.
Yeah, where it's like everyone's over it. You don't need that. But it's actually kind of a subtle, weird performance by Affleck. It's one of them that is one of his. Usually he kind of rubs me the wrong way, and this one he really doesn't. I just kind of hated it for some reason as a kid, and now I've grown to appreciate what he's doing here. And my God, the George Carlin performance in that, he is very sympathetic as an alcoholic. The fact that this introduced me to Sweeney Todd, like I didn't know what it was until there was a child's performance of it. There's a lot of elements in this that totally work. There's a lot of elements that kind of don't. It's not one of his greatest ones, but man, it's definitely been elevated upon this last watch for me. I would have thought that I wouldn't have even been talking about it today.
Yeah,
right?
It is, and
because I think Carlin gets one of the only shits whenever Ben Affleck comes home. He's like, "I'm home, Dad." And he's like, "You act like I give a shit."
And it's the first one without Jay Muse. So Jason was supposed to be in this one, but he was hooked on heroin at the time. So instead, they got Jason Biggs, which is really weird. But I guess that character was supposed to be Jay Muse in this one. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. It gets 6.2 on IMDb and 2.9 on Letterboxd. So it's not as hated as I thought. It's not the lowest one that I thought would be in his repertoire. But yeah, on my last viewing, I actually appreciated it way more than I remember.
They're bringing it back.
I definitely recommend going back on that. It's also got a fun Stephen Root as an idiot. Not really a cameo, just a side character. And man, it's got some amazing performances. I didn't give this enough credit back in the day.
Will Smith.
And Will Smith taking the wind out of his own sails before he had to. I do dig that too. Yeah, intentionally this time. But yeah, I kind of dig it. Lapsed, sir. You're the only one who hasn't given 8. What's your 8?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I don't know. I thought I had the perfect plot for their movie, and I was very surprised when it just became, oh, we're gonna stop them making a movie about it. It was like, dude, weed is legal. You have no business.
Yeah.
Go after them making weed legal. It works on so many levels. It's just such ironic. Yeah. I was like, that would be good. That would make for a pretty good plot for one of their movies, for those two characters especially, because they'd be rejoicing that they could do, and then they realize like they have no income now, and then what do they do?
Something new. The movie isn't trying to do anything new.
No, that's true. I know.
That would be a very cool plot, though, especially if they were like ended up going like to the government's.
Oh, they would. They would be.
And...
There would be a scene with them in Congress or like on the Senate floor. Like it would be fantastic. I could just see that stupid speech. Like, but yeah, that's my number 8.
So I'll go first this time for number 7, and I have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as my 7th on this one. It was a fun movie. Lots of great jokes, lots of cool stuff in it. Click Commander, all of them. I mean, big cast of guest appearances too, and it was one of those like completely silly ones, like with really no real heart taken into it. So for me, that's why it's a little bit lower. But
Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell in that movie.
Yes.
When they come out of the fucking trailer with the monkey.
Dude, how about the fact that they paid off a post-credit scene from Mallrats way before Marvel did any of that shit? That Suzanne shit, like that was hysterical.
Yep.
And that, I love that song too. That the Mallrats introduced me to the Suzanne song.
The Weezer song, yeah.
Yeah. Laps, what's your number 7?
Zach and Miri make a porno.
Zach and Miri make a porno.
Why do you sound defeated?
I just feel the same way. I just didn't feel like one of his movies. I still think there's funny stuff in it, but you know, I look at when your standout performance is Seth Rogen, you're already having a problem with the movie, you know. So, and I feel the same way Gray does. It felt like he was trying to be Judd Apatow. So like, and he should just be Kevin Smith. I feel like there's something there, like if he would have done it his own way, but he was definitely trying to do what was trending at the time.
I wonder how much, like, because Seth Rogen's a writer too. I wonder how much influence he had on that as well.
None.
There might have been more than just Kevin Smith's.
No, he had none. Kevin Smith has apologized to him many times for it.
Really? Okay.
Yes, you can look it up. He has apologized. He's like, I wish I would have done better for him, and stuff like that. So, because that was still, he was like Seth. You know, I think he had done like Knocked Up before that, and that was about it. Like he would been in Freaks and Geeks and stuff.
He was in Donnie Darko.
Donnie.
Charles, what's your number 7?
I too have Zach and Miri make a porno. I think, oddly enough, the one person I have to give credit to for me going to film school is probably Kevin Smith. In between Clerks 2 and Zach and Miri make a porno coming out, I went to film school. I was a working comedian at that point, and I was like, wow, you can make movies without really doing shit with visuals, and it kind of inspired me. This movie, most especially because I was also working at a movie theater, and we would like joke about, let's make a movie when the place closes. And it felt like so many different times in his career, Kevin Smith, with the things he was doing, was speaking to me. Not saying we would have shot a porno while the store was closed, but I agree. It does feel, I think if you take Seth Rogen out of this movie and put somebody, you take Seth Rogen out and put Ben Affleck in there, it feels a bit more, I don't know, fluid with what Kevin Smith normally does. But I felt like it was a cute enough mix. It felt like, let's drop a couple of Judd Apatow actors in a Kevin Smith movie, and it still had a bunch of everything. It still had punch as far as the humor was concerned, and I was all right with that.
Yep.
And Gray, what is your number 7?
All right. So cue the booze. I understand this is going to be a controversial take.
You can't say that every time, Gray.
These are, I think, the two most controversial ones. I think everybody else is cool with subjectivity after that. But yeah, I think this and 7 and 8 for me are the ones that I think will get me jeers and perhaps booze. But I actually have the original Clerks at 7. I love the movie. I love all of these different scenes, but it doesn't feel like they're a connected plot. It feels like somebody had kind of these random ideas, didn't really know how to place a camera. Now, it's awesome what Vincent Pereira, who is the DP, essentially the cinematographer on this, what he was able to do makes it somewhat coherent, but it's not like Kevin Smith had an idea of what exactly how the camera should move or anything like that. They are very stationary shots. So it was all kind of put on Vincent to kind of decide how this will be captured. To me, it doesn't feel like well, there's so many elements of it I love, and it did inspire so much. And it is kind of a product of the time. I went back and I tried to watch it yesterday, and it's just, man, while I know every scene that's coming and I love every scene from the Chulies thing to whatever, it feels like it's just a bit, like it's just a Chulies sketch. And there's like 4 or 5 different ones before we really get to the plot, before Randall comes in. I don't hate it. It is an awesome first film. But for me, he's got 6 other ones that I think make for better films than this particular one, if I'm going to rank them as far as films go. That being said, there's always a place in my heart for it. It inspired everything. I've seen every single version, and I think included in was it the 20th anniversary one, is my favorite thing that he's ever made. It's the short, The Flying Car. Like that's amazing to me. Clerks always belongs in my heart, but yet sadly for me, it's number 7.
Well, I mean, that's fair. It was his first film, and it's just, if you look at the other ones, he definitely caught his stride later on, and it's there, but there is that nostalgia, and there's also the impact of that first movie. But we're grading this stuff off of what we like, so I mean, it's perfectly, it's not super controversial. It's not as bad as the Jackie Brown one, so we'll keep going.
I haven't heard one yet.
Laps, where's your number 6 spot?
My number 6 is Clerks, the first one.
What the fuck's going on here?
See, I told you it would piss someone off. Thank you, Charles.
Here's the thing. I definitely love the movie. I do. I've just seen it like a bazillion times. So like, you're asking me where I rank it today. Like, out of all the movies, I think it's probably my favorite movie of his, but like not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore right now. I'm being honest. Half Baked, Clerks, and what was the other one? Can't remember the name of. But I mean, I lived with roommates that like
Dazed and Confused.
It might have been Dazed and Confused. That's the one with Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yep.
Hey, yeah, that's it. It's like, dude, I'm being honest. I may have seen this movie over 400 times. I'm not joking. Like, I had one roommate for 2 years that and when I say all he played was Half Baked, I've literally been in the room with him when we're smoking weed or something, and he's like, "Oh, it's over," and he just hits the rewind button on the tape and then hits play again. Like,
lucky for him, they did a sequel last year,
and that's happened multiple times during the day. So like, I mean, dude, there's so many good lines from that movie though. That movie has so many good lines, dude. Did that guy just say making fuck
in a row?
There's that,
Yeah.
37.
In a row?
I can't hear that number without. I don't know. I guess is that the 6-7 thing of the 90s. I don't know. Hard to say.
In a row?
But yeah, every time I hear 37, I hear in a row.
And like
Fair enough.
there was I mean, I think there was definitely a plot to it. I mean, it's working a dead-end job and you're not supposed to be there and it sucks for you. Like when you're stuck at a job, you can also feel stuck in life, which is what he felt at the time. And I mean, and making the movie on $28,000, like that's pretty freaking incredible for anything to even remotely come out resembling a movie.
Well,
It's
on your own
pretty
maxed out
incredible.
credit cards.
On your
too.
credit
Like,
cards.
Yeah, his parents mortgaged their house and he sold his comic book collection in order to get the film. But then after the film came out, he bought the collection back. So, Charles, what do you have for number 6?
I'm sorry, I was looking up Half Baked Totally High. I'm flabbergasted that there's a sequel to.
There's a sequel, man. It's a legacy sequel.
Wait, I haven't done 6 yet, have I?
Oh, that's why. Did I say 5? I'm at 6. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. My number 6 is Mallrats.
Okay.
And yeah, I, much like Lapsed, I think if you were to ask me 20 years ago, this might be a bit higher. But yeah, it's fun. I guess the same complaints that Gray has about Clerks, I guess I would have about Mallrats, where it's just a day in the life of comic book collectors and doesn't really go anywhere. It's hysterical. Don't get me wrong. It's rather funny.
It's a
You were
sad
just singing the
existence.
praises of the game show ending. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's why I said hysterical. Aimless, but hysterical.
All right.
So, Gray, what is your number 6?
Good question. So for me, I have Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. It's a really fun, really enjoyable film. It's kind of like you're trying to make a cartoon a movie, but yeah, for me, there's just 5 of them that rank a little bit higher, that are a little bit more of a actual movie. That being said, it's a great time. I love all the cameos in it. I could quote lines from it, but yeah, Strikes Back to me, just it's not the greatest, but I don't know. It has a place in my heart for sure. All of these do, I guess.
All right, and my number 6 is Clerks. I agree a lot with Laps. I've watched it a lot of times, and if we're just going by personal favorites, not by impact, and along those lines, it just there's other ones that after he got his stride and found his voice a bit more that I liked more than Clerks. So even like on the rewatch, I'd rather rewatch some of the other ones above it than Clerks itself. All right.
I guess mine wasn't as controversial a take as I thought. I
Yeah.
just assumed you guys would have it in top 3, as I think most people do. The impact is huge. Just
Yeah, the impact is gigantic. I'm just being honest. Just for me, it's I can't. If it's on, dude, I can't watch it. I just can't. I can't. My brain will start hurting, and I'll start having traumatic memories of living with 6 art students and them thinking they are so much smarter than everybody else. Did you get this
salsa
joke?
shark, man.
Shut up. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So, Gray, we're going to go right back to you. And
Okay.
what was your number 5?
So I'm kind of agreeing with Charles on this one. That's where I got Mallrats. I really love the movie. It had a ton of impact on me. To tell you the truth, I thought it would have been ranked higher in a lot of people's rankings, just from the internet, just the love that it seems to kind of universally have, and kind of the outcry that perhaps there's a Mallrats 2 in the works. But yeah, on IMDb it gets 7 out of 10, and then Letterboxd it's 3.4. It's got some amazing scenes, and I love the ending of it so much. Not necessarily the credits, but it's fun that they're doing that. And then there's the Easter egg thing. The will be continued, which is great. The song, as we mentioned, but that whole game show setup and the whole Michael Rooker thing, just making this kind of comedic, cartoonish bad guy. To me, it's kind of a blend where Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is just full blown live action cartoon. this is only partially there. And for me, it's just a great mix. And just, man, every scene is kind of burned into my memory. So
some of them
I
are
dig this one.
uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like the back of a Volkswagen.
A little different.
Come on, people.
Exactly. The dirt mall. Yeah, no, I totally dig it. I have 4 that I like a little bit more. So it goes at 5 for me.
All right, Laps, what's your number 5?
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
All right.
I like I said, I'm a sucker for like Leslie Nielsen style comedy movies, and this was just as dumb as any of those. This was just Will Ferrell to me. I don't know what anytime that dude's on screen, I am dying. I'm laughing so hard, man. And there's some really stupid stuff in this movie, like that's just bad. But overall, I just think it's kind of funny.
All right, and Charles, what's your number 5?
I too have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back at 5. When this came out, I remember it feeling like this was the culmination of Clerks and Mallrats. It felt like this was the big finale. And then they announced Clerks 2 was coming, where I was like, all right, can you step away from this universe and develop a voice? But it was like it was the biggest feeling movie, even including something like Dogma. Like it just felt huge, and with all the cameos, and it's the first time I think it was the first time he used like a wide angle lens too. It looked fantastic. It was snappy. It was really hysterical. And
Chris Rock's character, just Chris Rock in this movie.
Yeah, it just feels like this was, the right finale for something that we later find out that these are sort of separate universes, but at the moment it felt like it was a culmination of Clerks and Mallrats. But it was just a stepping stone. But I don't know what would have happened if this was like the last of those movies and he did other things. But for the moment, it was a spectacular. I'll keep saying the word culmination.
And for my number 5, I have got Mallrats, pretty much for the same reason that Charles and Gray, had said on it. It was just, I like the movie. At the same time, I just don't think it stands up with the other 4 as for personal favorites. And it was as a comic fan, I did love that aspect of it, but at the same time, it just kind of was like in a day in a life kind of thing. So we're going to move on to number 4 here, and I'll start off this one. And my number 4 is Tusk. And I put this one up here high because for me, I was like Gray, I was a fan of the podcast, and I absolutely adore the history behind the film. And I really loved the way he shot that film. I like the almost kind of the monologues where they're almost like breaking fourth wall, but they're talking with each other. The absurdity of it. I thought it was more Kevin Smith than Red State. And I really did like Tusk. It is a favorite spot in my heart. So I put Tusk at number 4. Laps, what do you have at 4?
Mallrats.
Nice.
It's one of the few, when I saw it first, like I said, I watched it a lot, and then I went a very long time without watching it. So it's one of my favorites, but it's one of the ones I've seen the least, and so it hasn't been ruined for me, so I'm cool with putting that at 4.
Charles, what do you got for 4?
The movie about Gray, it is called Red State.
It's where he's not allowed to see movies.
I, as someone who kind of figured that, at least I'm putting my headset in, like when the movie came out, it felt like Kevin Smith was doing different things. It felt like he was dipping his toes into the dramatic, not even dramatic, but like action. I don't know what you would categorize this film as. It didn't feel like, first of all, the fucking camera moves a bunch, and it's just like, this is not Kevin Smith cinematography at all. And if anything, like I'm kind of bummed out what you brought up earlier, Warren, but for the reason that we didn't get it. Like, I think Kevin Smith's original ending for Red State would have been incredible. I don't know why Mr. Weinstein didn't throw some money at him to have the ending that was originally intended, that, you know, the horns were actually the end of the world. That would have been a hell of a send-off. It's a bit of a letdown when it like all the wind gets taken out of that sails when John Goodman's in court and he's just like, yeah, it turns out that the neighbor kids were you know, have really good speakers.
Yeah, I agree with that one too. Yeah, I think it would have been better if it was actually the end.
Yeah, it would have been such a punch to the face, like, oh, they were right. That's nuts. But I'll use Gray's line of thinking here. The potential of what could have been with Kevin Smith's career at the end of this movie was so flattering. And then other movies happened shortly after.
Gray, Poupée, what do you got for number 4?
Before I get to that, in my defense, I never said the potential. I just said the memory of that podcast makes me enjoy the actual
you said
movie of
the
Tusk
amazing
so
history.
Yes, it is history, my friend. That's like 15 years ago now.
It's like
10
time.
years ago. I don't know.
That's how time
Yeah. Yeah, history. So for number 4, I guess this might be my most controversial one.
You
it's
can't say
very
that every time.
different. Oh, can't I? Just wait until you hear one, sir. So looking at IMDb, it does get one of his lower ratings. He does have 3 of them in the 5s, but this one gets 6.2. And then on Letterboxd, it gets 3 out of 5. So it's not exactly everybody's favorite one. But to kind of set the scene in this, his previous film, I fully expected to love, in fact, and just it felt like such a letdown. When I got to see this, it just I don't know, something about it really connected with me, and it made me it made up for the other one for me. So I'm talking Clerks 3. I've got at 4. Something about Reboot.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
It gave me such a bad taste in my mouth. It just felt like it was just like member berries on top of member berries. Let's just throw in cameos. It felt like Happy Gilmore 2, essentially before Happy Gilmore 2. Where Clerks 3, it kind of felt like they're wrapping everything up. And then watching, so I didn't have it this high before my last watching of it, but watching Clerks 1 and then watching Clerks 3, I feel like I don't really need to watch Clerks 1 ever again. If I want to remember any of that shit, I can get the nostalgic and good camera and in color version with
that
Clerks 3
shit?
now.
How
I can.
dare you?
To me, it made for a very satisfactory ending to this with a different way than I would have gone with it. However, it feels
it's
like
a shame
you never
that Kevin
need
Smith had that plan this whole time, him having a heart attack, and also he can mirror that in his films.
It's every bit of his life put into it, but that's everything that all of these were. When you're going back to the original Clerks, that is all it is. Just he has a bunch of unconnected scenes that are moments in his life, and he finds a way to kind of connect it and say, "No, this is a movie now." That's what this series was to me.
The
that's
biggest
the end
member berry, though. Like they literally remake a shot for shot
so
of the fucking Clerks.
You could say that, but instead I view it more as his nostalgic pseudo doc of it, where if you go back and watch Reboot, man, it is so like, remember this character? Remember how he said zany things like this? I don't know. To me, it's a little bit different than Reboot, and it was much more tasteful. I just had such a hard time rewatching Reboot, where, man, it was again just a breath of fresh air. I did them in chronological order when I just did the rewatch, by the way. And I don't know, man. It's leaving a good taste in my mouth. So I got it at 4. I still think there's 3 that are absolute classics, way better than this. But yeah, I got Clerks 3 way higher than you guys. Deal with it.
For shame.
I do like the point though that Clerks 3 is kind of, you know, like if you look at Clerks and then look at Clerks 3 is kind of, I don't know. It's definitely a better shot version of Clerks if he would have done it that way when he first started. But Clerks itself is kind of, you know, it was his first attempt, I think it was the second film. There was another like small little bio or some little doc he did that was, I think, a short film for the school before he quit. But I do think that's an interesting point, though. If you look at Clerks 3, if he would have shot Clerks 1 kind of like that without the heart attack part, I think that would have been very interesting. But Charles, let's go straight into our top 3 here. What do you have for number 3?
What an asshole he was for only filming with $27,000 worth of footage there.
Hey man, he could have gotten some more credit cards.
It
was a great love letter, though.
It's funny. My 3 is Clerks. As if this were planned. I don't know. I understand your perspective, Gray, but it just sounds so weird to say you need Clerks for Clerks 3 to exist, and I don't know. It's far more of its time than Clerks 3 is of our time.
That's true.
Like Clerks 3 feels like you really need Clerks 1 to exist. I don't know why I keep comparing Clerks 3.
Because I just did that. I agree with you. It just feels like a perfect bow to me. But I hear you. You would never have this without that. So why is that not better for me? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's a perfect bow, why are they going to make Mallrats 2?
Are they really?
And they had better not go back to. You don't need Dante or Randall ever again. Like, this is perfect. Like, just never go back. I can't see how Mallrats 2 is going to do good.
Are they literally making Mallrats 2?
It's supposedly in development. I think he recently got the rights back for it or something along those lines, or they opened it up to let him do it. I know he just recently got Dogma's rights. So they had a special 4K edition of that out now. So
I'm waiting for mine. Yeah.
Lapsed. What do you have for 3?
Chasing Amy.
Okay.
It's it's one of the movies that I disliked when I saw it first. I just did not like it, but the more I saw it, the more I liked it. I think it is pretentious as fuck.
You're pretentious as fuck.
Well, I mean, I guess so, right? I guess I am. Well, I guess I know where Charles is rating this
Shots
movie.
fired at the top 3 here.
I guess I know where he's rating it.
You gotta guess.
It fucking is, though. I mean, you can't say it's not, but it does have some of the best dialogue in it in any of his movies. I think has some of the best dialogue, and I think it's one of the first movies that you can go back to that the lesbian isn't all consumed by her lesbianism. It's like the first like gay / bi character that the only thing that makes up their personality is that, and that's kind of refreshing to look at.
It was they really, like you said earlier, they really feel like real people. Like he really wrote them like real people. And so on in Chasing Amy. Charles, what do you have for number 3?
All right, then, fine.
I still have Clerks. I still have
Go
Clerks
ahead,
number 3.
No, I'm done.
Oh, don't. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Pretentious as fuck. No, I'm good.
Charles, what's your 3?
My 3 is still Clerks. Who hasn't got Gray? Did Gray not give his 3?
I think it's
we
just
already
me and
need
Warren.
Charles. I thought you. Oh, my bad.
Clerks. My 3 is Clerks.
He led this round, but that's no big deal.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
It's all right. I'll keep saying Clerks. You just keep asking. I'll keep saying Clerks. I won't change my mind. I promise.
I apologize. I'm a terrible host.
No, it's good. We're good.
For me, this one. So by everyone, it seems like this is ranked higher. It gets 7.3 on IMDb and 3.3 on Letterboxd. For me, Clerks 2 comes in at 3 for me. I find it superior to Clerks 1, and it has the heart, but it's also got the message. That jail cell scene, I know for a lot it might be laying it on thick, but man, it works so well for me. And that to be in a movie with a donkey show, just man, it shows maturity to me on so many different levels. You're able to do these like toilet humor, bodily function humor jokes, but you're also able to throw in these movie roasts, and then you're able to take it to some place of actual true emotion. To me, that's amazing. There's still flaws in it. I really don't buy the Dante Rosario Dawson. Now I can't remember the character's name.
Yeah, you can't buy him getting these hot women.
No.
I can
like there's
buy
parts of it that don't
him
work.
next to a big clit is a small penis. Now that I can buy.
And
Well,
then his
Kevin Smith's
current wife
dating
being
history
the
is
ex.
he's not bad. Like
Yeah.
dated,
No, true.
you know.
Yes,
Jennifer
but he's
Swal-
also
Swalbach
a famous
is
movie
nothing
director,
to
not a guy who works at movies.
Joey Lauren Adams was dating
True,
him
yeah.
when they made Mallrats. Yeah.
He has a history of putting female leads in his movies. That he has some sort of relationship with.
So he has something in common with Hitchcock.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
That's like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler puts hot chicks as his girlfriends in all his
Yep.
movies. So
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
That's no, sorry.
Clerks 2 has that weird dance scene for no reason. The ABC one, like, I don't know. There's certain parts of it that I think it would be slightly better without. But that being said, it's still there's camera movement during that stuff. Like it does feel like it is an actual movie that you're watching. So to me, that elevates it. So yeah, I'm sure it's sacrilegious to somebody that I'm putting Clerks 2 and 3 above Clerks 1. Sue me. For me, subjectively, that's how I feel about him.
You'll hear from my
I love Clerks 2, but I was kind of a super fan at the time. I remember watching like all those updates and the behind the scenes thing that they had on
Yeah.
the weird website back in the day.
He also
cool.
doesn't understand what a dime bag is either.
Well, he didn't smoke weed at this point.
He was like, $20 for a dime. It's like, no, dude.
No. He was not in the know on a lot of this stuff. That came a lot later.
Wasn't there a web series called Back to the Well? When he was doing all those
I think that actually
like,
was what
vlog
it was
videos?
called. Yeah, for Clerks 2.
Because
You're right.
I was watching that, if I recall correctly. I was pretty up to date. And he used an Anthrax song for the teaser,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Among the Living.
So
Yeah,
for
great
my
album.
number 3, also being controversial, is
Uh-oh.
Clerks 2, much for the same reasons that
Oh, nice.
Gray said. I really liked Clerks 2. It's my favorite out of the Clerks trilogy. And there's a lot of it. I love the Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars dialogue. It's just, that's great. I love the characters. It was really a fun movie for me. So yeah, I put Clerks 2 at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to start off number 2, I'll go. And for number 2, I have Dogma. Dogma, I absolutely loved how he did Dogma. It was one of the few films that I think that he stuck the landing on, and he did it just through a good movie, good dialogue. It's just he was playing around with religion and in comedy, but he still had the ability to keep it like it wasn't bagging on religion at all. At the same time, it was still tongue-in-cheek dick humor in a lot of areas, and it was just all around one of my top 2 favorite films of his. What's your number 2, Laps?
Clerks 2.
Okay, nice.
Oh, so I'm the asshole.
It looks like it. Welcome to the party.
I just thought it did this. I thought the setting for me was better because you have way more interactions with more people. The racism in it was fantastic. Like it was just so on pointly funny.
Somebody clip that.
No, it is. It's like
perfect level.
if you're gonna do something like that, that was the way to do it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't overtly like hateful. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like just straight up in your face, like hurtful. It was just the guy didn't give a shit. He just wanted his food, and the woman's just going nuts. Like and the character, the kid. What was his name? What was the kid with the love Lord of the Rings?
With the mouth troll,
the pussy troll.
Pussy troll. That's right.
That whole scene. That whole
Elias,
scene.
yeah,
Elias. That whole scene with the pussy troll. When Randall's face, when he's like, huh? And then he tells the story, but the way they make Elias look like he's a fucking murderer while it's happening.
There's just like a
it's
small
so good.
noise in the background that makes it
Yeah.
sound like he's fucking
Yeah.
crazy too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Like it's so good. And there's so many interactions. And like I agree with. I just don't buy the interaction between him and Rosario Dawson. I think her name was
Yeah.
Beth. Was it Beth?
Yes, Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like. And that's one of the big things that I had a problem with Clerks 3 with. It's like, okay, you finally get this woman and everything's right. And I understand that, you got to have certain things, but then it's like she's dead and then he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And then the
Alien
whole
3
thing
did.
is dead. It's
Alien
like,
3.
all right. Yeah, but it's Clerks.
Happy Gilmore too. Same shit.
I'm just saying they borrowed a lot from Kevin Smith. I think Happy Gilmore 2 owes him for that whole thing. But nobody's talked about the needle drops in Clerks 2. Man, they are just like on point. Like I just dig a lot of the soundtrack that they're able to do for that.
Yeah,
Just-
there's a good soundtrack, and
Yeah.
there's just it's just to me it had me laughing out loud when I went to see it. I'll just
Perhaps
say
the first movie that like made fun of the Silence of the Lambs thing before it was just obnoxious and everyone did it.
everyone right.
The Goodbye
Mhm.
Horses thing.
Mm-hmm.
and the way they did it compared to again reboot, just man, so much
Yeah, reboot's not
so
good.
much cleaner.
It's not.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's fine.
Charles, is it your turn? Is it your
What
turn?
am I up to? 2?
Two.
Two.
Yeah.
My 2 is Dogma.
Okay.
Ooh.
For
See,
and
I told you. I knew it. I knew it. I
I
knew
know what
it.
you're talking about.
You
My
know
number one
exactly
is
what I'm
Cop
talking
Out.
about.
My number 1 is Cop Out.
I mean, Tracy, man.
Oh, go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, I think if you compare any 4-film stretch of Kevin Smith's career, his first 4, they were just so solid. And Dogma felt like he had a lot to say. And the fact that he was actually doing something like you brought up, Warren, he was kind of like elbowing the Christian church or the Catholic church, like, but it wasn't like offensive. I remember there were people that were offended.
Oh,
And,
they were.
It was
Oh,
funny
yes.
that like Kevin Smith was out picketing
He
against his
did.
own
He
movie.
did when they
Yep.
said, "What is this?" He goes, "I don't think it stands for anything good. I can tell you that."
But like I think it's a really sweet movie after all said and done, and when you consider everything, like he had a lot more to say in the 90s than he's had since. And I wish we would have late 90s era Kevin Smith as a storyteller and less so pothead podcast guy. But at least we still have these movies that are fantastic in my opinion. I'm still waiting for my 4K, but yeah.
I think now he's clean from pot and he's just vegan, weighing like 80 pounds, Kevin Smith. So
Jesus.
He's Masters of the Universe, Kevin Smith.
oh god, no,
What?
That's what he is.
Gray, what do you have for number 2?
So yeah,
I mean,
my
yes, it's
number
controversial.
2. It is not. It actually appears to be quite universally loved and agreed upon. But yeah, IMDb gives it 7.3 out of 10, and Letterboxd 3.6 out of 5. Yeah, I also go with Dogma. Man, it is damn near a perfect film, and it creates nobody gives it as much credit, but man, there is something that he should have licensed to hell, and I know he did for a bit, but man, I see Buddy Christ on everything, and just that is so iconic. A little logo caricature. I've got one that I'm staring at that's right under my camera. I know you've got one, Warren. I don't have any other
I have
statues
one
or
in
paraphernalia.
He's my
Yeah,
buddy.
I'm just
Christ.
saying. I'm just saying. There's so much impact that this one had, and it's got a fucking poop monster in it, or a shit golem. It's raunchy, but it has somewhat of a message, and somehow Alanis Morissette is God. That is weird to me, but man, this one just had so much impact on me. He had this script ready a long time before, I think.
Yeah, at the end of
remembering
Clerks, didn't
which
it
one
say
wasn't-
they'll return in Dogma? Jay and Silent Bob will return in
I
Dogma.
couldn't remember if it was Clerks or if it was Mallrats, but they definitely teased
Clerks.
this one coming next. And then, instead, it had to be put off for a slightly higher budget. And just, man, it is so perfect to me. And then the other thing that nobody mentioned is Rickman. Like, can you do better than Rickman as Metatron? Just
The Metatron.
man, that is amazing. And then he did Loki long before Marvel. There's just so much good going on in this. And the other amazing thing that nobody talks about, Salma Hayek. I need more Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek titties.
So,
I love Salma Hayek titties.
Dude,
Yes.
it actually not like one of the rare, well, not rare instances, but like yet another woman that's just extremely attractive without needing to show their nipples, maybe not their tits, but she looked very, very good in that movie. I don't think she got
She
naked.
still looks
Did she?
good now.
No,
Yeah,
she
no,
didn't.
yeah.
She was just
doesn't.
in her. She was in her bathing
In a
suit.
bra or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah, bra and
Mhm.
panties.
Bubblegum
Didn't
thing.
matter. It was good.
Age
enough.
is like a
I
fine
like being
wine.
teased. Yes, yes, indeed.
But yeah, I absolutely love that movie. Just everything about it, and the prosthetics in it too. There's some really cool wing prosthetics, but then there's also some pretty gory makeup and effects, and just man, I dig it. And then there is kind of this whole
guy's head.
the ending just totally works for me. One of the best rock performances that I've seen in any movie. And
Chris.
man, I also dig the George Carlin in this. Just everything about this, just chef's kiss for me. There's just one that ranks slightly higher. It looks like some of us might agree. But
Oh yeah, you all three did. You're a bunch of gays,
Pretentious fuckers.
pretentious assholes.
All right, let's get the gay parade going here. We'll start. At
Why
the
don't you
bottom.
start with me, since
right,
all three of
Laps.
you can circle jerk each other off while you talk about your favorite movie,
Okay, Laps, what do you have at number one?
Dogma.
Dogma. All
I
right,
think it's the most complete movie he's ever done.
I can't argue with that.
I mean, even the cameos in it all had things that they did. Even like the bigger stars in it all had things that they were there specifically for. And how can you fault the movie with Rufus, the 13th apostle?
indeed.
You can't.
I
So,
really
all
love
right.
this scene when she's kind of freaking out, and then he explains to her, like, how do you think Jesus felt? I mean, there's really some good heartfelt moments in that.
I thought she was the weakest part of the acting. Didn't it feel like that they got like the poor man's Maura Tierney, and they should have just got Maura Tierney?
I mean, I love me some
she
Linda.
is so monotone.
Florentino?
I just watched.
She
it today.
is.
She had a bad time filming that, from what I understand.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Florentino might have. Fair enough. I hear what you're saying, but I love the performance, man. I would be probably a lot more shocked than, animated if all this shit was just unfolding in front of my eyes.
Oh
But,
yeah. You know, I mean, it's just I just that's what I thought of it. I still think it was, she's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but just compared to everybody else, like, there's not a character that's in the movie that doesn't belong. That's why, he has some like throwaway characters that you could do without, but like almost everyone in that movie is worth their time on when they're on screen.
Yeah.
Even the gang members, dude. Even the
So, Charles, how about you kick off the gay parade and give us your number one?
All right, so number one for
Yoga
me is
hosers.
Cop Out. No. No, it's Chasing Amy. I'm a pretentious shit. And I've had a couple of my LGBTQ friends catch up with this, because there's been content released recently where in the year 2023 or 2024, they're calling out Chasing Amy for not being properly aware. And I was offended. I was like, yeah, but for 1997, this thing's progressive as fuck. What are you talking about? And so, a couple of people that I can't relate to as far as what their sexual interests are, they were like, yeah, no, it for the time, it's quite progressive. And like, I forgot which one of you said it before, but it's very mature. Like, the fact that it has characters that sound like human beings and not just, the object of someone's affection is
Yeah, that was me, the non-pretentious guy.
Well, it's a shame that you're not that smart. I don't know what to tell you. You say smart things,
I'm
but you're not
man.
that smart.
I'm not really smart in real life.
But yeah, like at the very least, it was Kevin Smith giving you Kevin Smith's perspective as he's done throughout his career. Like we've talked about with multiple movies. You know, he's not trying to give you the lesbian's perspective of this, but he at the very least gave you a perspective that is respectable and understanding of a human being in that situation. And you know, the Ben Affleck character is essentially some sort of a twist on his experience, and it's very mature. It could be the most mature of his films.
It is.
Dogma is, you know, it's a bit different for its creativity and smartness, but I think Chasing Amy is probably the most mature, and he made that in his early 20s. Again, I can't say this enough. I don't know what the hell happened to him once the year 2000 started, but he had some bangers there in the 90s.
All right, Gray, what do you have for number one?
Yeah, I guess I am also pretentious and or gay, but also and or problematic. Yeah, I have Chasing Amy. I've loved this film since I saw it, like just opening with that whole speech to just get to a joke. I just absolutely love that. The opening was just amazing to me. I usually hate Ben Affleck. I don't know what it is. He's got like 4 performances that really work for me, and his performance of Holden in this one just really works for me. That being said, every other time that he goes back to that character, it just does not work for me, and I just don't even buy him as Holden. Like it doesn't seem like it's the same thing. That being said, this is like my second favorite Jason Lee performance. Mallrats is just like just amazing to me. But yeah, his Banky in this one is just, he is that kind of annoying guy, but at the same time charming, and just, man, I dig this so much. And then
He's
Joey
a
Lauren
tracer.
Adams is just he is a tracer, but he's an asshole. But like he's the kind of asshole that you'd want to hang out with. Just I don't know. I have the wide shot poster of it that's basically them on a couch, and I think Joey Lauren Adams is just like behind it. For the longest time, that was just like the only decoration I had in my really sad, pitiful living room. Just man, I've dug this movie forever. There's so much in it that he hasn't been able to kind of capture in other movies, and just man, it doesn't feel like it's the same filmmaker as his previous ones and a lot of his future ones. I wish that he could get back to this, because there's moments of it in like that jail cell of like Clerks 2, like he can do it, but everywhere else that he's kind of doing emotional now, it feels like it's kind of tongue in cheek, and it just doesn't quite work for me. But man, this is to me what feels like the most honest film. So to me, it's always been number one for me.
But
I think it's a good movie, man. It's a really good movie.
It's funny you say that. Scott said he moved away from jerseys. What happened? And that is probably the one thing that correlates with the 2000s. He moved to LA, so maybe LA ruined his soul.
LA, once you get into that, you even if you don't want to, right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to be that person, your whole like the way you premiere a movie is different. Even the lowest of the low on that totem pole still try to act like the highest of the high snob, and you slowly but surely get to a point where like you literally give a shit about your lawn and like stuff like that, and like you're drinking protein shakes and you're doing things that you would never done before. Not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying the
protein
mentality that surrounds it, as opposed to like an East Coast person, like New Jersey, especially. I lived there for a while. Very, very different.
You have snow to shovel. Different. You have to worry about normal people's things, like shoveling snow.
Well, my number one is the same. It's Chasing Amy. I think Dogma.
No,
I think Dogma is his most complete film, but I think Chasing Amy is definitely his most mature. And it like even today, it kind of works when you're talking about a lady's past and to compare it to where she's at now. Like when Holden's trying to get a shared experience there at the end, and she's just like, I'm not your, she's moved past that. And it's something that kind of resounds as much today when you talk about like judging people from their past up until their current. I remember when
don't
when
talk
we were
about that on MSK show.
On MSK show, it's like I even said out loud, it's like maybe you should watch Chasing Amy, guys, because
he wouldn't get that. He'd be like lesbian bad. Did you see her? Why wasn't she eating pussy the whole movie? I mean, come on. I saw 0 legs up in the air in that movie. This is stupid.
But yeah, it had the best dialogue, the most realistic characters. It was the first film I watched of his, so when I went to watch Clerks and Mallrats, I was kind of shocked because it's like, how did the guy that made Chasing Amy come from this stuff? And then he hasn't really duplicated Chasing Amy since. And he is really like, if you listen to his podcast when it first starts, he's living in LA, because I think there's something about leaving Jersey. And up till now, he's trying so hard now to get into the Hollywood system. He wants to direct those like bigger films to the point where like you can't even trust his movie reviews anymore because he just likes everything. Like he cried over Joss Whedon's Justice League. I mean, it's just it seems like he's trying more to be in the cool kids camp than just to create anymore. And I hope maybe as it goes along, he can find that voice again. I mean, I think he still has another Chasing Amy or Dogma in him. I just don't know if he's going to be able to find that.
That shit died when he had a heart attack. It's never coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
If someone deserves one of those buku Netflix checks, I would say give Kevin Smith one shot with a budget he's never had, and give him like this prove it deal. Like, all right, we're going to give you $15 million. Show us your best. And
hey, if they buy Warner Brothers, let them do Superman.
All right. I don't know if I would be too on board with that, but
I totally would.
In 94
I totally would, because the only thing is like like his first draft, like without studio interference, if there's no studio interference, the dude knows Superman. Dude knows it back and forth.
You don't think a spider should be in Superman? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. No, it should not
be. He did write one of the best Daredevil runs. I mean, he can write superheroes. Like he created Automatopoeia and Green Arrow. His Daredevil run is amazing. I'll put it up there with Frank Miller's stuff. When I was doing research on trivia questions for you guys, I came across he had a plan in 94. He pitched to Harvey Weinstein of a superhero movie where the government disbands the superhero team, and it's almost like a Pulp Fiction-esque where we're going through each of their lives at different times, and then it all meets in the middle or at the end to take on the main villain. And coming from Kevin Smith, especially in 90s, I wish he would have developed that more, but he apparently never wrote the script for it. So I think, and he did a great job directing Arrow. Well, Supergirl, I think he did some Arrow, but I know he was doing Supergirl stuff. I don't think, like when it comes to Masters of the Universe, I think he was just there. I don't think he had as much control when he was directing. And maybe that's the same with Supergirl too, where those are kind of like fine old machines, and he's just kind of there to say yay or nay on stuff. I'm not 100% sure how much, because
I think he had a hand in Supergirl, because I know him and Jeff Johns like are along the same line with how they want things done in superhero movies and shows. So, but yeah, the Masters of the Universe thing. The only thing that I had a major problem with is he lied. He just outwardly lied to everybody's face about it. Like that's the issue with that. And on top of the show sucking, royally sucking after like the second episode. So
I never did watch the second part, like when they came back. But the first part was just bad enough. I was like, this is
I thought
He-Man without He-Man. I mean,
The
what's
first
point of this?
15 minutes of the first episode, I thought the first 2 episodes were very good. As soon as He-Man touched the rock, it disappeared, and then it became the Tila and show. I just didn't care about cartoon lesbians.
Well, it would have worked better, but it was just like, okay, so He-Man's dead, and Tila throws a bitch fit that he didn't tell her, and she goes after her dad, goes after the mother and father, the king and queen, who just lost their child, and it's all about her. It was like really weird. It was kind of pretentious, and just kind of like she was a spoiled brat almost. It was really just didn't work at all.
Yeah.
Let me just chime in for a second. Scott was going alongside us here. Number 9 was Tusk for him. 8 was Strike Back. 7 was Clerks 3. 6 was Red State. 5 was Clerks. 4 was Mallrats. 3 was Clerks 2. 2 was Chasing Amy. 1 was Dogma. So I guess I'm on the out looking in as far as Clerks is concerned. All right. Well, all right. And thanks for going alongside us, Scott.
Now, do you guys want to say anything about the movies that you did not pick?
No. Of course.
Did we all
5-way tie for last place?
I was going to say, did anybody not put Yoga Hosers at 15?
No.
Now, Yoga Hoser, he's completely unapologetic. Like he made that movie for his daughter, and it's almost like he just doesn't. He wanted the experience of directing his daughter, and he almost like I don't. It's like I have no shame with that film if you talk to him about it, which is interesting because it is like his worst movie.
So studios have no shame about not giving you money because of that film. So as long as there's an understanding.
Yeah, the only movie that none of us put on there was Cop Out. That's looks like the only one that didn't get
Cop Out is 13 for me.
I mean, I put Yoga Hosers at 15. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on any list.
No, I know. Yeah, Yoga. Well, we were already talking about Yoga Hoser. Sorry. The only other one. My fault.
I never watched.
I had Cop Out at 13 as well.
I never watched Jersey Girl or 4:30 movies, so I couldn't rank those ones in there.
4:30 is interesting. Don't put too much pressure on it. It's an all right time.
It feels like it's Clerks 3, but this time with kids to me.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yoga Hosers last.
I have now 3 trivia questions. So I'll ask the question and each of you guys give an answer, then we'll see who gets it right. First question is, what was Kevin Smith's highest grossing film? Laps?
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Okay. Charles?
I want to say Clerks 2.
All right. Gray?
Yeah, it's between Strikes Back and Clerks 2. I guess I'll go Clerks 2.
It is actually Cop Out at $44.8 million.
I forgot that movie exists.
How?
I'm guessing it was
Everyone
because
I've
of
ever
Bruce
brought it up
Willis
to.
and Kevin Smith and everyone. Some people went to go watch it, apparently. I was shocked, too, when
Everyone
it
I've
came
ever
around.
talked to has never heard of that one. And it's like, no, there is one. It has Bruce Willis, Tracy Morgan. I swear to you, it exists.
48 million, while good for Kevin Smith, is atrocious for Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah. Well, apparently,
Fair enough.
Bruce Willis and him did not get along during that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Who would have guessed?
So, which horror movie did Jay and Silent Bob make a cameo in?
Oh, I wouldn't know this.
Oh.
Nope.
Scream 3.
Scream 3.
That's
They were
weird.
trying to sell drugs to the reporter chick and called her Connie Chung in that one.
Well, at least you got it, Gray.
Yeah, man, it's great, dude. It's a great movie, and it's a good cameo. Don't it?
What's Silent Bob's real name? Now, I'm not talking about, like, of course, we know Kevin Smith plays Silent Bob. What is Silent Bob's real name? I guess it was in Strike Back.
Silent Robert.
Laps?
I don't fucking know.
Apparently, well, it said Robert would probably work, but it just said just Bob. Apparently, he doesn't have a last name. His name is just Bob.
Lunchbox. That's a good guess.
Robert.
Yeah,
Bobbert,
Lunchbox would have been better.
Bobbertson. No.
It's like
Bob.
Mario. His
Bobbery.
name is just Bob.
I mean,
Mario
fair enough in
Mario.
reboot. Apparently, their legal names are Jay and Silent Bob. So
Yeah.
fair enough.
I know his name's not Jim.
Jim Bob.
My goodness.
And that's all I've got for trivia and stuff. So, but
Hmm.
yeah,
So,
Kevin Smith, love him, hate him.
I have a question for everybody. So, is this Kevin Smith? Is he a person that when you see his movies, are you expecting to see something particular like you do, say, with like a Nolan movie or a, Tarantino movie? Do you think he's made enough to have a specific feel for a movie?
No, he's got
Yes.
phases.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Phases, because it's like you can point to movies where you can't even tell it was Kevin Smith in the filmography. So I don't know if I don't think he has a handle on his voice as much as like Quentin does. Like Quentin is Quentin.
Do you think that's detrimental that he's never made like a really like big movie?
Yeah, he does have something of like a cult following, forgive the terminology. Like he can't escape that, certain $6 million worth of fans. He just can't make that leap to be a bit more mainstream. And I think there's something to be said for that. Why can't he speak to wider audiences? What is it about him that just isn't breaking through? Tarantino has done that, and now it's kind of like a thing where the normal audience is his fan group.
Right, because I look at like the first 4 movies, even with Chasing Amy, yeah, it's different, but it still has like the same feel to me as some of the other movies. But then after that, because you look at like, if you say like the first 4 and then Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks 2, Clerks 3, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, that second half feels like it comes from a totally different time.
Yeah.
Like just like
Totally different time.
Well, I'm saying like it in sense of if I were doing those, I would still try to have, instead of just callbacks and like, hey, look, member berries, I would try to make it have the same feel, which made those movies popular in the beginning. They just don't feel like that at all.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
weird,
when you look back at what he had, so he did Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. They were all kind of different. Like you could argue that Clerks and Mallrats are kind of similar, but man, Chasing Amy was a departure, and then Dogma was a departure from that.
Maybe it's just
Jay and Silent Bob
the same
Strike
actors
Back
and stuff in it because it felt like
it feels like fair enough. But it feels like Jay and Silent Bob was kind of like a sequel and kind of a callback to some of the stuff, the Strike Back, I should say. And then he tried to depart again, and it was Jersey Girl. And man, was that a flop. And that was such a hard time on him.
But
I know that was about the worst and the most down he had ever been, he was saying at one point. Maybe he's been worse since the heart attack. But his solution from there was to go back to the well. And that's why he had the web series Back to the Well. That was Clerks 2. And then he kind of stretched out again for Porno and Cop Out and Red State. And none of them did that great. And I feel like from there, he's just done what he thinks that core group of fans kind of is for. But he hasn't really reached out again.
But Dogma failed for him. That was a massive failure. Universal bought in, and they were expecting that to be a big deal. Dogma was a failure, and then he came out and had Chasing Amy after that. As mature as Chasing Amy, and then Dogma, which followed that. As mature as Chasing Amy was for someone in their 20s, it seems like he's kind of stuck in this early 20s cycle where it's like, why can't you be the Kevin Smith version of a guy in his 50s? Why can't you give us adulthood parenting from the same guy that gave us Clerks, Chasing Amy, and Dogma? It just feels like, hey, I know you loved this guy from the 90s, so here's a callback and a sequel to that thing where there's no real progression. It's just constant returning to that spot without any real growing up. It's odd saying that from someone who is so mature with something like Chasing Amy. You would think with all of this stuff, especially him being a resident of Hollywood, he would have something to say about, social dynamics within that community where it would be from Kevin's perspective, but he just keeps going back to the well, and it's just like, can you give us your perspective today, not you, the guy going back to the thing that went back to the thing that went back to the thing, where like he's kind of, I don't know, stuck in the past for some weird reason. And I get it, like he's failed, but that wasn't an excuse for Chasing Amy or Dogma, because Mallrats was supposed to be a big deal, and he flopped epically. So
It flopped
like,
hard.
like, dude, you made a movie for 27 grand. What's your excuse? Like, you made it super big on a 27 grand budget. Like, why can't the script be the most important thing? What does the budget have anything to do with it? What does success have it? Like, I don't, just look back at Clerks, look back at the 90s. What was it that's like made you stick out during that period? Because I don't think just going back to that period and characters from that period, I don't think that's working the way he would like us to think it is.
Because it was the more about the movie being something no one's ever seen before. It wasn't, the characters were great, right? But how much can you do with those characters?
I do think he lost his
am I wrong?
confidence.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading a comment that
I
think he lost his confidence. Like if you listen to him talk, like right now he's kind of in this mode where like, if you give me $4 million, I can get you 15 or something along those lines, because he has the fan base.
yeah.
But I think he's lost his confidence. Like he doesn't,
Sure.
he's not sure of his voice as much. So it's like a band that hits really big with an album, and then afterwards they're trying to duplicate that album because it's just not working for him. And I really feel like he's kind of lost that confidence in his voice. Before, when he was making Chasing Amy and Dogma, it was kind of like, I'm going to make these films and it's different, and I'm going to put out here, and I got this voice for it. And then now it's like, after Cop Out and after stuff along those lines, I just don't think, because it's with Quentin could have a bomb, but he's going to stay Quentin. Quentin Tarantino's not going to, he believes in himself and his voice, and he's going to put out what he puts out. And he has a fan base that'll get him over 100 mil, 200 mil, 300 mil, depends on what the film is. I don't think Kevin Smith has that confidence in himself. I think he beats himself up a bit too much, and I think he's lost that strength in his voice to the point where he's just kind of like, well, I'm just kind of recapture this old magic over and over again.
The band comparison's good. It's like he's a film director version of Metallica, but instead of making Ride the Lightning again, he keeps doing sequels to Unforgiven, and it's like, that's not what we want. What are you doing?
It's like we're trying to duplicate the Black Album over and over.
Listen, as much as I want to say, but those albums make so much money.
Yeah.
They do. I don't want to hear it. Look, I didn't. I was still one whenever Injustice came out. I was kind of like, okay, it's like, and now it's like a classic album. And then when Metallica, the Black Album came out, I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
There's 3 Unforgiven songs.
Yeah, and
it was good at one.
But the funny thing is that Black Album still charts to this day.
Yeah. Jason says he still makes money every year from that album, which is wild.
Yeah, and it's, I just looked at it as what I was trying to say is he doesn't have the movies anymore. He just has those characters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the movies are just gone. Like that's why I was saying, like, Clerks was something no one had ever seen before, and he didn't think like that after he made those 4. These characters were the thing that worked, as opposed to making something provocative. And
if you're going to create something also too, he created Dogma and Chasing Amy because that was what he wanted to create. If you're trying to create to capture it, to get as much of an audience as possible without thinking about the script or the story, then you start coming out with stuff where it just seems to be like playing back your classics, or bringing, like you said, bringing those characters back. Let's put Jay and Silent Bob doing this, and it's not as much thought into the actual story. It's more the thought of like, okay, I'm trying to strike that gold again, and it's not. Here's a question: do you think he will? Do you think there will become a time where he'll be able to have something to say, and maybe?
No, he's gonna be 90 years old, dude, with a baboon heart, and fucking
Making
Jay's
Clerks
gonna be hooked up to the perpetual morphine machine, and they're gonna be snoochie boochieing and fucking
6.
no.
He could be the one director that I'm like just genuinely rooting for. And every time something comes out that disappoints me, I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
I want him to make something great because I love those movies.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like I watched Dogma today, and I watched Chasing Amy yesterday, and I think I watched Clerks 2 the day before. And I was like, I love these movies. Why did you make Cop Out? Why did you make Yoga Hosers?
Well, so we talked about in Zack and Miri, he was trying to do the Apatow thing. The ironic thing is Judd Apatow matured in that era. He had the pregnancy movie. He had the This is 40 movie. And Kevin Smith was like, well, what about Man But Tusk? What about Yoga Hosers? What about, going back to the shit from 10 years ago? It's a weird parallel because I don't know. I would love to have seen Kevin Smith's version of maturity, Kevin Smith's version of This is 40, Kevin Smith's version of Knocked Up. That would have been Kevin Smith's version of Funny People. Fuck me. Can I see a Kevin Smith version of a comedian entertainer who's trying to figure things out? It's this big question mark. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
I hope we get something like that in
Right.
the future. Maybe we can get like something like a Justice streaming movie, but I hope he really does something where he kind of branches out and puts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it takes Netflix throwing like ridiculous Netflix money, and like go get that money, man. But like, do a good job. Don't Adam
Be cool,
Sandler it. Yeah.
Because then they wouldn't be expecting like necessarily the money back or whatever.
Right.
Right. I think that's been kind of the problem with some of these ones. So I hope there's something like that in the future, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Now he's going for Masters of the Universe. So if that, or there's a few things that supposedly he's.
Is he directing it?
Supposedly,
Writing it?
Moose Jaws is supposed to be coming out this year, which is essentially Jaws with a moose.
Fuck's
Mallrats
sake.
2 on IMDb, so it was in development.
Dude? What is that?
Now, I don't know if Mallrats 2, because Shannon Doherty passed away, I don't know if that's still going. Because I think...
Oh, right.
Because she passed away. I'm not sure how that... IMDb says it's in development, but I don't know if that's still true, because her passing away was kind of... I believe he really wanted her back, and I think that might have put a kill to it. I don't 100% know. It would be interesting, though, like you're talking about with the maturity part, seeing... malls are kind of a dying thing. The comic book shop is kind of a dying thing. So you have like a Brody in a mall with it dying. Kids are on their phones doing digital stuff, Amazon. So it would be kind of interesting to hear his voice on that as kind of like, okay, I am a fossil in this new era.
Yeah,
I think that would be
Brody after
kind of
you
interesting.
two up top there.
So they said that this is what it says. It's his upcoming confirmed projects. Jay and Silent Bob's Store Wars is in development. Where they open a cannabis dispensary in the former RST video and face competition from a rival business. Said the film lost initial financing due to a trade dispute, but it's expected to begin shooting in 2026. Announced is Twilight of the Mallrats is in pre-production. It says it's in pre-production, so who knows what that means. And then Moose Jaws, like we already talked about that. And then The Unexpecteds, he says Smith is attached as an executive producer for this project. I don't know what that means because I don't think it's coming out. And like two other ones have already been past the supposed release date, so those I don't buy into.
Why did it feel like he was either ahead of the time in the 90s or in that period, whereas lately he's just a step or six behind? Like if he were to do Mallrats or something like that, or to do the fact that Jay and Silent Bob are selling cannabis, have something that is modern feeling at the very least, to have it be like, they're doing like a DoorDash thing for pot, which is essentially what drug dealers were before, the internet. Drug dealers would come to your house and bring you drugs.
Well, or they make like a super weed because it's legal to grow. They do something. They do make it, and it's like fucking people up different. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, something that feels now, not, hey, remember the 90s? Anyway, here's a mall.
Yeah.
Doesn't really
Like,
work
what are they
anymore.
gonna do? Like the mall rats, there's no more malls. They're gonna open one. I don't know. Like, what do you do? What do you do with them? Even comic book stores, dude, they're like dead.
Yeah.
Well, like, let's say the mall's going to get tore down and they're the last operating store in there and they refuse to leave or something.
Well, there would be an Annie Ann's pretzels in there. Let's or like a cookie shop.
Yeah, or like just have some sort of a commentary on something where, like, maybe in the beginning of the movie they have a comic stop, they have a comic store in the mall, then they switch over to something else, and by the end they're buying a movie theater, and jokes on them. The fucking movie theaters are in trouble too.
Done. Right. Yeah.
Well, and it's plus two. He's a huge theater head. He owns his own theater in a time period where theaters might be going to the way of like jazz clubs and niche things. There's a lot of stuff he could say there too about the state of movie theaters, the aura. I mean, maybe that's what he was trying to do in 430. I haven't seen it, so I'm not
it's his
sure.
theater that's used.
Watch it.
Yeah,
watch it.
So I mean, maybe that's what he was
it.
trying to go back to the nostalgia of that, but at the same time, though, there's a whole fresh ground where someone like with his voice could come up with some really cool stuff with the dying of the mall, dying of the comic industry, comic shops, with movie theaters going down. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he could do.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully he can think of something. Like I like Charles said, I actually do root for him.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
Because of what I loved before. Like I can go back and watch any of except for the first Clerks. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I've seen it so many times. It's not that. I still very much like the movie. Like I think the only way I could go watch it is if my wife said, "Hey, could we watch this?" And I'd be like, "Okay, fine." But I'd probably put a blindfold on or something.
When was Reboot? That was released during COVID, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like 2021 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
2019. I'm looking at my ticket for it right now.
Good God, Gray. You got your ticket still?
It was
in my framed tickets of Kevin Smith movies.
I wanted to like that movie so much, dude. I saw it while he did the tours of the movies, I think that was the first one that he was doing that with. So like I was in a packed house of like nothing but his fans who paid extra to go see it at a concert venue where, it's the best possible version of it. And man, I was so disappointed.
Yeah. So I watched it during COVID, and like my first opportunity was, you got nowhere else to be. Hey, a free Kevin Smith movie at home. And I remember turning it off thinking, oh boy.
Yeah, I think mine was the same type of thing. I saw it for free on demand or something like that. And when I saw it, I was just like, God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And Jay's teeth. Good Lord.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like come on, man. If you're gonna get dentures or veneers, like make them the same height. Like his face just looks.
His mouth is like out to here. The teeth are like this big. Like, hey man, I'm happy for you that you're supposedly off the sauce, off the dope. Fantastic. That's great. Believe me, one of the hardest things to do. Period. Like I've always said, like drugs don't discriminate, but they definitely discriminate coming out of your body. Let me tell you, opiates are the fucking worst.
The whole Jay and Silent Bob Grow Old podcast was essentially just Jay giving his life story, was kind of part of his like rehabilitation. It's like, let's get therapy. This out here. Therapy. Yeah. And that was a really good podcast. I mean, I stopped following it when they got done with like telling his life part. And I used to follow the Smodcast, but I don't nearly do as much anymore. I mean, is he still doing Smodcast or?
I also don't follow anymore. I
think he's got
so.
Fat Man on Batman and something else. I don't know if it's Smodcast, but there's two.
Well, I know Scott Moser's now like in England doing animated films and along those lines. He did like How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I believe Chicken Run was directed by him, him and a couple other people. And he's he doesn't work with Kevin anymore, I don't think, on any of his stuff. So,
well, he made Tusk happen. I'm just saying, like, while he might not have been a producer on it or anything, man, did they produce during that podcast. So
yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well, that seems to be. I think we're coming up here to the end now. So let's do a little closeouts. Laps, what do you got going on for this week that you want us to keep an eye out for?
Monday I got Off the Shelf with you, and we will be doing Night Fight number 2. And Tuesday we have Thank God It's Tuesday with the bottom guys down there with Gray and Charles. And I
power
believe,
bottom, thank you.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. So sorry. I think we're doing, what's his name? Big Red this week, right? Are we doing him?
Yeah. William Montgomery.
Sorry. We're doing showing William Montgomery. Gray is 100% convinced that we will love him by the end of the show.
I think so.
Yes. So
Skeptics
got
beware.
that. Yeah, and then next week I have a plan for a show. Since I haven't hosted for a while, I have a plan for a show, and I'm not going to tell you guys till Tuesday.
What's with these secrets?
Oh, it's a secret because I don't even know what it is.
That's a secret to everyone.
That's the secret. That's it. That's what I got going
on. Charles, where can we find you at, and what do you got coming up here the next week?
I don't know if Tuesday will be the first thing, but the aforementioned comedy experience on TGIT with these top and bottom chuckleheads. I don't know. I haven't been feeling great, so like I have a piece of produced material that like I just need to wrap it all up and film it. I don't know if that'll be shot and or out by this time next week, but there's a chance it might be. I have a thesis video on why Dawn of the Dead is actually responsible for the 2004 Dawn of the Dead is actually responsible for zombies, Walking Dead, it being this cultural zeitgeist thing, not Walking Dead, but Dawn of the Dead.
Is that the Snyder one?
Yes.
He's blaming Zack Snyder again for everything.
And Gray, where can we find you at, and what you got coming up this week?
Pretty much everything that everybody else said. And hell yeah, I see Justin in the comments saying, Timmy, no breaks soon. There is a part 2 to that. People who are kind of taking on others' personas. Don't look into that guy at all. But we'll talk about him in the future. But coming up this Tuesday, definitely come on same channel, same time. TGIT. Thank God it's Tuesday, and I'm gonna show these guys why I love William Montgomery.
Can't wait.
Them, and maybe you to love him as well. So yeah, come on for that. But yeah, if you just can't get enough of my movie opinions and you want to hear from a guy who is somehow ranking the Weeknd's movie that everybody else trashed as a 5-star one, and a whole bunch of them that were towards the bottom of our list. Tomorrow night I'm on multi-topic talks movie review for the year stream. So yeah, come check that out. MSK is on Monday, but don't worry about it. Just subscribe here. Come back here and tell us in the comments, where did we get this wrong? I'm sure you disagree with us in our ranking. Who is correct? Who's wrong? What's yours? Comment down below.
I'd like to ask if someone has cop out or yoga hosers in the top 10, where and why, please.
Yeah,
in the comments.
Very detailed comment.
Yes.
One more call out to you guys. If you've ever seen Kilroy was here.
Oh yeah.
Any good or no? I see like 4 or 5 reviews of it, and most of them don't seem to have actually seen it. They just hate the concept of it. So,
share your fungible link.
Yeah, let me know. And your comments may be fungible. We'll see.
Fungible.
Non-fungible.
So tomorrow I'm going to be dropping my 3rd Lunchbox Comics Spotlight video, where I'm going to be going over a spotlight on the Sakamoto Days manga by Yuko Suzuki, one of my favorite ongoing mangas right now. Then on Monday, I will be with Labs Comics where we go over Night Fight number 2. Tuesday will be another live comic draw stream where I believe I should be finished with the cover by then, so I might be doing some MS Krang artwork. I'm not 100% sure yet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Make sure you keep an eye out for that one. And then on Thursday, I'll be doing another draw stream. And then Friday, I'll be back here for the super secret last panel show. And that'll be my plans for the week. Oh, and if you guys do, please, on the Lunchbox Comics, like and subscribe. I am 4 subs away from hitting the 100 mark. So I am super excited for that. 4 subs away. I've been doing shorts every day, and the shorts seem to be doing really well for me. The one that I did today this morning got me 1,500 people, and I've gotten 2 subs just today. So yeah, just keep me on there, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah.
Oh yeah, deserved.
Yeah, show up Tuesday. You'll find out why is here.